I think stuttering is a speech impediment where you repeat syllables.
I guess I would consider it a kind of speech impediment.
To me, it's an inability to like project the words away from your mouth. It's a feeling of them getting caught.
I don't really think it's a fear, cause like I know that people stutter mostly like when you're talking to like a group of people, and they might get nervous or anxious or too excited, or some might get like excited enough when they get too excited about what you're talking that they start stuttering over it. So it's not really like a fear.
So what is it?
I don't know. I don't really know.
I first had a had a had a problem with my speech when I was like in the first grade, because I was trying to ask the teacher if 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 I could use the the bathroom, and I had a problem with that word, bathroom. So every time that I'd be like, hey, I have to use I would go real fast, and it would help. So I would say I have to use the bathroom, but it eventually stopped helping.
Came on very strong at first. I remember the first time that I can recall stuttering was when I was at a shoe store, and I wanted to buy a certain shoe, and I couldn't say that I wanted to get this shoe. It just wouldn't come out.
My mom felt that I should start therapy as soon as possible, but my 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 dad was a bit more um, hesitant.
Parents react as any parent would when they find that there is some sort of disorder going on with their child. So they go to their pediatrician first to find out what stuttering is. They go to the internet, and when they find out that sometimes stuttering can go away, they either resort to treatment with a speech pathologist, or they can also ignore it and see if it does go away.
Growing up, it was kind of like the quiet thing in the room. No one really talked about it. It was just, oh, David stutters, and that's it. But it was never like, addressed. It was never talked about. It was just that thing that was there.
We're used to talking to people who communicate like we do, right? It's smooth flowing, effortless speech. And people who stutter, we live in a world right now where it's a soundbite moment. And so people generally are impatient with that, and maybe they'll finish the person's what they're trying to say, or what they think they're trying to say.
I'm terrified of asking anyone for directions, because people have just walked away before. They don't know what to do. And it's also not their fault, really, totally, because I've met people who have never met a person in their life who has a problem, with their speech, and I think that's so crazy.
I had a young student with a very, very pronounced stutter. And over the course of a year working with a speech therapist and just me sitting down with him going over monologues word by word, he really has no noticeable, very, very rare.
I didn't know he had a
It's
stutter.
only both what we did with him was getting him to yell his monologue. He didn't stutter when he yelled, so we practiced with him yelling, and then slowly toned it down to a normal level of speaking. So I absolutely think it's something that can be worked through.
From the King's Speech, which is a movie about stuttering, gave it a perception that if you work hard, you'll be cured. Because, in the film, he did all these crazy exercises, and all of a sudden he was able to give a long speech without having any blocks. So I think that gave the perception maybe that, you know, people who stutter just don't want to work hard enough to get rid of it, which is not true at all. Because people have gone, I mean, I've heard people have gone through meditation and therapy and all types of treatments like hypnosis.
I think you can go from severe to moderate to mild with help.
It's taken away so much from me that I would just want to help other people in the same situation, because I know how hard it can be, and I know how much it hurts when you have something that you want to say and you can't say it. And that like as a person who loves to speak to people and loves to like meet people and like understand like who they are, you know, I can't talk to them sometimes. Like that's so hard for me.
Being able to communicate is key to everything, and feeling confident in your communication is definitely very integral to
And I think it's about how people receive it too. You know, how people listen, and people need to wait and be understanding of how people are expressing themselves.
Part of me also has to be thankful for my speech problem and my, you know, I guess my speech impediment, or, you know, whatever you want to call it, because it really helped me like develop other skills as a, you know, as a person. Like you know, like I learned how to sing and play instruments, and, you know, all this stuff that really helped me find a voice that in a non-verbal way, I guess.
We have a perception that anything that isn't status quo needs to be fixed, when I really believe that people talk differently, people act differently, people are different, and we need to have room.
Accept all of those differences.
So you listen a little bit more carefully. That's not something that needs to be fixed. That's a personality, that's a part of who people are, and don't treat everything that's different as something that needs to be fixed.
I think it's going to be a lifelong thing that you need to work on. But there is hope, and I don't think people should give up, and I don't think they should engage in avoidant behavior. Because I think the more technology or the more studies that are done on it, I think they will find the actual cause of it and be able to completely cure it at some point.
Okay, well, thank you.
I don't wanna be around for another night. Pay you a visit just for a minute to say goodnight. Oh, when I look up into the sky, I see the fire burns my eyes, and I'm breathing all of the air that keeps me alive. Don't worry, I will be awake to make another mistake. Don't worry, I will be around when the sun comes down. Oh, when I decide the time is right, I'll drive right out of here, right out of sight. Before I leave, don't worry, please, 'cause I will turn out the light. To the east, to the west, I don't care whichever's best.